What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me for your weekend forecast for the weekend of September 19th and the 20th of 2020. Brian here, of course, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. And that's just what we're going to do. We're going to stay fixed on the astrology day in, day out. We're going to bring it to you. I love you guys very much, and I appreciate you watching. We kind of had a pretty busy last couple days. The moon was making some hard squares and oppositions and kind of just a rough spot here, and it kind of gets more intense this weekend with the moon moving into fall position in Scorpio and coming off the opposition to Mars. There's definitely a lot of intensity here, and it can be intense emotionally in a big way, and it's going to kind of force. The moon will still be in Libra when it makes this opposition, so it's almost forcing you emotionally to make that big decision. This Mars retrograde, we want to keep moving forward, but again, we have to take a step back and, ask ourselves if it really does feel right. We have to make sure that things feel right. Do relationships feel right? Do friendships feel right? Does work situations feel right? Does everything feel right now? I think it's important that we feel, what we can. And Scorpio, as the moon transits in there, I mean, it's intense, it's deep, and it's going to force feelings, and it's going to make you transform and go within and bring up who knows what, because that moon's going to end up making the opposition to Uranus, of course, in Taurus. And, Uranus is going to bring up who knows. Like I said, nobody knows. So if crazy things get brought up when you go deep down and kind of scrape inside of yourself to bring up the goodness, because in the end, whatever you find down there is there for a reason, and it's there to help you build the reality you want. And Uranus is trying to show you that, and you don't want to block yourself by not letting something amazing come up to the surface, by not being willing or being too scared to go into that deep space. So it is a lot. And of course we have Mercury here squaring the midpoint of Pluto and Jupiter. So there's like major transformation, major stuff coming to mind. And it's dealing with the reality we want, the structures, with our goals, where we want to go, what we want to build, who we want to be with. And it's definitely making us ask the question. And the Scorpio moon's almost making us go deeper to really get the question out and get the feelings out. It's almost like if we want the ultimate reality and we want the best, we have to go deep inside of ourselves to bring it out and make it clear, and and to trust in that. And it's almost like if we're too scared or we don't trust in ourselves that we can make the big decisions to get the ultimate life, to live in the kingdom that we want within ourselves, we could be missing out. And, this is full-blown Virgo season, and I think it's also making us clean stuff up. So this is definitely energy today where it could make you want to clean up a lot within yourself and outside in the physical reality. We have full-blown Virgo energy now that we had that new moon, and we didn't really get that. So I think that's why it can almost feel like a stressful time, because I think we can feel like we have to clean up so many things in life. I know I did a lot of cleaning. I cleaned the office and dusted. I just felt like it was time. It's funny how Virgo does that. Not that I don't clean up regularly, but it's just funny how, now I need to clean this. So we're definitely, I think, cleaning up a lot, and we got to go get to the bottom of things, deep within ourselves, so that we can transform in a big way. So we look at Sunday's chart here, and we get the moon at 17 degrees, and it's going to start sextiling the Capricorn stellium, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, and it's also going to square Venus. So there's definitely a lot of focus on what we find deep within ourselves, and if we're willing to take the risk to transform and to pull up and get what we want, and to merge the depths with the reality we want, and to just start to bring that truth out for the ultimate value. But it's like, if we're not willing to take the risk for the beauty and to bring some fun into our life, if we want to just stay stagnant and not let fun or creativity or beauty into our life, well, we're not going to get it. So we have to remember to I think, stop and not get stressed out or worked up about things, because it's an intense weekend with the moon in Scorpio. And I think if things start to get intense, it's like pull back for a second and maybe just laugh at the situation. Just let some laughter out. Let some like fun out. Instead of getting worked up or upset about what's going on in reality, and that it's like find that love and just laugh it off and have a good time. And I think that could be super positive, to be honest, because Sunday we do get the exact square to Pluto with Mercury too. So it could feel like our mind's going through the biggest shift it's ever it's ever been through. And we're like, wow, where am I going? And the sun's coming off the square to the node. So we really are taking a path one way or another to our destiny, or to who knows what. And maybe it doesn't mean that it's not your destiny, but maybe maybe you think it's a shortcut, or maybe it's a long cut. And, I guess really there is no shortcuts to destiny, right? But we can definitely be stuck weighing out a lot in our head and not willing to transform and not willing to have fun and to let things go. And I think this moon Scorpio might want to hold on to things. But again, it's making really good aspects on Sunday to Capricorn. So it's like, going deep inside yourself could build the reality you want and could bring you all the abundance and transformation, and, give you the confidence to, pull up that stuff and move forward and take it to the ultimate, and to, be responsible for your emotions even, and to feel them, but to, grow from them, and to, achieve from them. And then the moon's also going to, of course, trine Neptune. So it's definitely a beautiful... That's not the moon. I'll do that for Mercury. Whoops. Yeah, this is definitely deep dive time, even more so. And it's definitely trust the universe time. It's trust your guides, trust spirit, trust in God that, you're divinely guided. And the moon is on White Moon Selena here. So that there is this divine essence to Sunday, where it's like, and then it's funny, I actually stopped this clock on 3:33 by accident. There is this very divine essence of going towards the reality we want by trusting in the guidance we're receiving from the universe, and trusting that the universe has a plan. And whenever things feel hard, especially with the moon in Scorpio, when things can feel extra deep and extra sensitive with Neptune here, it's like to embrace that sensitivity and that emotion, that intuition that you have, to go towards the reality and to transform this reality into what you want it. But sometimes we just got to go a little bit deep. And of course, we can't forget about Mars square Saturn. It's just going to be there for a long time, I'll be honest. So it's starting to move. So we're going to move into the 26-degree range here coming into next week. And it's getting closer and closer to another exact square to Saturn. So that's just this never-ending build-up to a lot of it could be frustration that you don't know where your goals are, or that you feel like you can't reach them right now. But that's the thing, is we can do it if we're willing to put our energy into that ultimate life we want, and to stop like playing games with ourselves, and to stop playing games with things in the world that are very South Node Sag that don't really affect our life. It's time to take control of our life and to reel it in a big way. And that's like the constructive side of it, is by making decisions to take a step back and breathe and remember that there's still beauty around us. And it's going to feel hard because, Venus is going to start quincunxing all the Capricorn energy. So it's, and Jupiter mainly. So, it can feel like we're just blocked from the big gifts that we want to create in this world. But again, it's like you might feel like you have to be pulled towards laughing something off and having a good time and, having fun. I think the biggest thing is to just like, if something big happens this weekend that gets you riled up or makes you feel like upset, we just gotta laugh it off and be like, okay, like universe, I know you have a plan, God, and I'm willing to look within myself to transform the reality I want, and to not get hung up on things, and to move forward, and to continue to push no matter what. And and push for what aligns with the heart. It's not just for anything, and we can't push other people right now. With Mars in Aries retrograde, this is on us. So it's on us to be responsible with the square to Saturn. And that's like a big thing here. It's like we got to be responsible with where we put our anger, our aggression. And it's not even that we can't feel those things. It's like we just got to be responsible enough to take a step back and like, is this really worth getting worked up about if it's not truly affecting me? And if it is, then that's when Scorpio's here with the moon and trying to like, okay, kind of have to ask the question. I just went deep and found it. Now, why is that affecting me? And to look at Venus, Venus and Leo, it's trying to have the best time. It's trying to be fun and exuberant and laugh and play. And it's like, the more we can embrace that feminine energy of creativity and play and fun, the better off we're going to be. But, it's hard. So it's a pretty jam-packed weekend with a lot of intense energy. So if things start to get super intense, I mean, it is like, you almost have to ask the question of, is it worth getting worked up about? If things come up, and the world's probably going to get pretty intense this weekend too. The Wheel of Fortune. Upright. Yeah, I think, there's big risks to take within ourselves right now, and we got to be willing to play the game. We got to be willing to laugh things off. We got to be willing to fixate on what can bring us abundance and fun, and it's really like, what's going to bring you the best life? And if you're not willing to play the game of life, you'll never find the ultimate life. So you can't be scared to spin the wheel. You just have to spin it and trust here with Neptune trine the moon that God's got your back, and spirit and your guides, and like there's a whole universe that's working right now, and really like everything spins in perfect harmony, and everything is in perfect harmony, and it's just kind of the human brain that throws everything out of balance. And we have the power to create what we want. We have the power to create the reality we want and bring up the emotions, but we do it in constructive ways to get the reality that you want, to transform this world into something beautiful for yourself. So it's a busy weekend. I would say, we the whole weekend's moon in Scorpio, and it's making a lot of aspects. So definitely some good ones, some really positive ones, and even like the squares and the oppositions to Neptune and Venus, they're very constructive, where they really want us to force us to dig deep to get what we want out of life, to find like the most comfortable reality and create from there, and to have fun, and to not get lost in darkness, but to feel it and to learn from it and to grow, and then come back up and laugh and say, ha ha, darkness, I got you, and I'm going to go enjoy my life, because in the end, we're here to enjoy this life. So enjoy this weekend, and if blocks or anything come up, try to be responsible about, where you put the passion, whether it's passion in sort of a outburst, or whether it's, a loving passion. I think we have to be responsible with our energy and how we project it out onto others, and, responsible for the relationships that we have in life. So fun weekend. For sure. I love you guys very much. I look forward to getting out the weekly sun signs for you. And yeah, I wish you my best and all my love. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday as well. So have a great weekend. Take care. And I'll see you next time. Peace.